Boomer Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. The Oklahoma Sooners. What can I say about my boys? They're supposed to be pretty good this year, right? Well, this isn't a preview for Oklahoma quite yet. This is more of a thank you to Bob Stoops and a raising of the level of the guard and passing of the guard, if you will, to Lincoln Riley. Do I think it's a good move offensively? And now Lincoln Riley has even hired an old buddy of his that very well could run the defense and take the position away from Mike Stoops. Is that a good decision or a bad decision? All this and more from me, a fan's perspective. Just me, a regular old big old OU fan. Coming up next, don't go away, Boomer Sooner, 1982. Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. Take a look at that right there. Don't you like that softball right there, Sooner fans? Signed. A foul ball that was signed by the members of the OU softball program. After we beat Washington in the finals, I caught that foul ball. I went to the games after that, Oregon. Actually, the Washington game, of course, the Oregon game, and then the second game of the World Series against Florida. Now, the Sooners won Monday and Tuesday of that, of the Women's College World Series. There would have been an, if necessary, game on Wednesday. The shocking news, though, on Wednesday was not that our beloved Oklahoma Sooners upset the overall number 1 seed Florida Gators in Oklahoma City. Well, it was until about 1 o'clock Central Time last Wednesday when breaking news came out. I believe Brooke Pryor of News OK was the first to tweet it out that Bob Stoops, the beloved Bob Stoops, the 18-year leader at OU, was going to step down as head coach of our beloved Oklahoma Sooners. But oh, what a ride it's been, boys. I think that people forget how this is a good move by Bob. He gets to stay and watch his sons play. He's still going to be involved in the football program, but hands the ball off, or passes the ball off, since it's more of a spread offense, to Lincoln Riley. This is not the first time that the Sooners have thrown or handed the ball off to an assistant coach, or hired an assistant coach from a different program. It's only happened, though, that has happened in every single coaching search except for one. And that one was obviously the worst coach Oklahoma University has ever had. Of course, once Barry Switzer stepped down, Gary Gibbs took over. And I don't blame him everything. And there was a lot of fun games in that series. Now, he never did beat Texas. Now, he rarely beat Texas and everything like that, said Gary Gibbs. But you know what? I'm going to forgive him for that. Because remember, unlike now, there were some sanctions. There were some penalties on Switzer. That situation, there is nothing like that in Norman at this time that I know of. He's leaving at a good time. He's handing it off to a solid coach. By the way, that coach that I'm talking about that completely destroyed the program, not John Blake, like a lot of Sooner fans may think. Howard Schnellenberger is the one that I think is the absolute worst head coach to ever be here. Now, as we talked about, the talent there at Oklahoma wasn't great. But you know what? I mean, still though, dude, you try to rid yourself of a national brand in OU, and you try to burn everything. Not only that, but you only stick around for a year, and then you leave. Not much sense there. The Sooners then needed a little bit of a Band-Aid before they could really fix the program and get it back to that national brand that I love and that you love. That Band-Aid would later be John Blake. He actually did beat Texas. Remember that one, right? James Allen in the end zone. And what year was that, guys? 97? 96? And then, after a few years, he left the program. And in 1999, or I guess in 1998, after the 1998 season, came in a bright, new head football coach. An assistant from the Florida Gators in Gainesville, the visor man himself, Big Game Bob. Now, you look fast forward 18 years, 10 conference titles. Just think of that, 10 conference titles. Think about this too. Since we found a way to sneak past Oklahoma State, we only lost 9 games in that building. 9 losses for Bob Stoops in an 18-year career. 10 conference titles in the career. That is more conference titles than home losses for Bob Stoops. Now think about where this program was in 1998. Hats off to you, young man. Now he's going to go and have an opportunity now to watch his sons play some good high school football at Norman North, as they say on the franchise morning show, or Norman North, as the rest of us would say. Because he hands the ball off to a pretty good, smart assistant, Lincoln Riley. This guy is an awesome coach. He's been at Texas Tech, so he's probably going to call his own plays, kind of what Kingsbury does, kind of like what Leach does over at Washington State. So he's going to call his own plays. And he's got a good staff in front of him. Now, he's made some staff changes already. Ruffin McNeil, who was the defensive coordinator at Texas Tech the 2008 season, is the one that we're really going to take a look at. And he really fixed the problems that they had there defensively. Again, going back to the 2008 is where we're really going to take a look. Because that was really when he got his guys in. They were seniors. And they lost 2 games that year. They lost to a pretty good Oklahoma team that only lost 9 games in the Stoops era. And by the way, that team that I'm talking about, they averaged between 50 and 60 points a ball game. Now, you go and try to beat a team that's pretty darn good at home on a cold night. Trust me, I was there. It was cold night. Then, remember, they're a little hurt. They're a little taken back because they beat Texas. They Texas. But Texas would end up getting the invite to the BCS to play Ohio State. So that means that they would get the next best, or the third best team in the league would get the third best draw. And that draw, instead of Ohio State, is still a pretty good team in Alabama. But then the major question remains. Does Texas Tech really want to be there? B, remember, the athletes there at Alabama weren't too bad. I guess that would be Saban's first year. Okay? So, again, it's probably to do with but now that guy, McNeil, is here. Now he's able to get some of those guys like Saban had at Alabama. Because remember, all those guys, they don't want to go to Tech. Why would they want to go to Tech? They want to go to OU. They want to go to Texas, where they can consistently play for conference and national championships. Well, now McNeil can set that in front of him. In fact, he has. And Ron Tatum from up the road at PC North, the number one defensive end in America, if you believe some of the sources on Scouts and ESPN.com, signs with Herman in Texas. Bob retires. Lincoln Riley makes a call back. And then Tatum switches. So instead of going now to Texas, now he's going to stay home. Now he's going to go to Oklahoma. And let me tell you, to pull a kid that is verbally committed to Oklahoma out of Oklahoma, you better know what you're doing. And trust me, Alabama, TCU, Georgia, and Texas, they know what they're doing. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that he wants to go in early in the spring session. He's that good of a player, meaning that if he does that, he probably wants to pay more attention to what's going on the football field. Bring home PC North, I believe it's PC North, it might be PC, whichever one it is, a state title. Which means he's probably not going to be taking any visits, guys. Which means, more than likely, this guy's going to be going to OU next year. I'm just saying. It's kind of impressive that they were able to get him back on the OU track. But that kind of... but McNeil can get those kind of players now. You know, before, he was maybe getting two, maybe a couple of three-star kids that didn't get offers from Texas, didn't get offers from TCU, didn't get offers from Oklahoma or Texas or those teams. The best of the rest, if you will. Now he doesn't get the best of the rest. Now he can get one of the best. Now, the real question here is, does that mean that that's going to be it for Mike? That's the big question. He came here with Bob. He came back to coach with Bob. Now that Bob's gone, is Mike gone? I guess that's kind of the big question around the country. I guess we'll have to see. The Oklahoma Sooners still playing on the aforementioned Lincoln Riley, making the play charts, making the play calls from the field because they don't have enough time to coach a different style of offense and defense. Now remember, the defensive set, they were going to go back to a 4-3 anyway. So that's not too big of a change. It's just a style change. But if you're going to change offenses, even the slightest, you've got to be practicing that. And to be honest, if Oklahoma brings in a new offensive coordinator, that won't give them any time to do so. Because Bob left early so late in the summer process. By the way, that's a month and a half out, I do believe. Almost a month and a half out of fall camp starting up. Just saying. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. I love y'all. Every single one of you for watching. Boomer Sooner, everybody. Take care. My name is Harry James. You can find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan_OK. Thanks for watching, everybody, and Boomer Sooner. Take care. I'm out of here.